I feel like it's... Hello. God, you know, I feel like I've been absent the past 2 weeks. Let me make sure we're live. But yeah, it feels like I've been absent for like a while, you know? Like yeah, we're good. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just been the holidays, you know? We've had Christmas, New Year's Eve is tomorrow as I do this stream. And it just feels like it's been a hot minute, you know? In the past, like, I haven't really done any live streams like this for a bit, you know? Like, I did the end of the year wrap-up video, and that took a lot of work, and thank you to the folks that checked that out, because I'm super proud of how that turned out. Like, maybe more than any other end-of-year video, I'm, like, probably the most proud of that one. And then the latest Codename Good Game, we did the Fantasy Critic wrap-up, and I didn't really make that go live like I usually do, so I don't know, it just feels like it's been a bit, so I hope everybody's well. Oh my goodness, what is this overlap happening? Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get why we're gonna do that one. But yeah, just thank you for swinging by, and I hope everything's well. Shout out to Super JV, Noi, Supertone. I'm going to say Tuku. Thank you guys for being here live. And yeah, I just want to take a chance to be able to go live before the new year, reflect a bit about 2025, and maybe just have open Q&A. Not only, like, I welcome you to me, but also me to you. For example, which is better, red or blue? There's also a fun little video I thought we could do together live that I think would be interesting, that I literally I didn't plan for it. I just now thought of it, so I'm gonna have to go find that. But yeah, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Tuku is spot on. Perfect. And what's this? Game over. Game over. Game over, man. What movie is that from? Game over, man. Game over. What's that from? But yeah, red or blue, I would say, I mean, I'm more of a fan of red, even though everybody I feel like is going to say blue because it's more nice. But anyway, I also want to share a bit of plans for the coming year, like things that might be changing a little bit. Definitely direction-wise, I want to change a little bit. So I thought maybe it's a chance to talk about that. Just kind of want to go live for half hour here, but just touch base. So... And Juan got it. That was from Aliens. Good job. Double points. What's the name of the actor that says it? I can't remember. But I'm sure if I see the name that I'm going to recall it. Yeah. I also might get a pretty serious call during this live stream. And if I do, I don't know. I might either have to dip or just mute myself for a bit, depending... It just depends. Like there's kind of something going on that I appreciate best wishes to, that I don't know, it's kind of been an emotionally weird day because of it. I almost didn't go live, but I'm like, I just really want to connect with the KIBI crew today. So just that's kind of a warning on that. I forgot. Juan says Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton is indeed, that's who it is. Noi. Good job. Yeah, Bill Paxton. Tuku off topic. Anyone watching Stranger Things finally? Back on topic. Any truth the PS6 launch being delayed to 2030? I don't know about 2030, but I thought I heard something about that. That's something we kind of should talk about, being me and news-related things. But yeah, I've been watching the final season of Stranger Things. I am almost through Volume 1. Super JV starting off the stream on a super nice note. Thank you, JV. JV, you're already a patron, man, but thank you so much for the $1 super chat. That means a lot, man. Let me know if there's any like questions you would like to tackle. Like, I have some written down that I would love to ask you guys. But man, JV, thank you so much for just instantly becoming MVP this stream. But yeah, Stranger Things, I am watching it, and I'm very curious. Yeah, like, is anybody Echo Tuku here? Is anybody else watching it? Because I don't want to say I'm really disappointed with the final season so far. And again, I'm just like almost through volume 1. Juan's watching it, okay. But it just so far, I think my only problem with it, but it's kind of losing me. Yeah, like my problem with it is that because of how good season 4 was. Like season 4 was so freaking good. I was worried. I'm like, how do you follow up season 4? Especially if you tended to like wrap everything up. Because I feel like season 4, there really actually wasn't that much they needed to wrap up. There's things that they could have, but there's just, it just didn't feel like it needed to, you know? I mean, there's obviously some things for sure, but like, it just feels like season 5, there's just not much of, I don't know, like a reason to pursue Vecna, like compared to the season 4. It's just like by word of mouth. And I don't know. All I know is that if you checked out season 1 and you didn't like season 1, you're not going to like the rest of the show. Whether you're an overly critical person or if you just didn't have a taste for it. Because season 1 is a masterpiece. Like, art is subjective, but I'm just saying Rotten Tomatoes, pretty unanimous about what the critics think of season 1. And season 1 of Stranger Things is freaking phenomenal. Season 4 of Stranger Things is pretty phenomenal. Season 2 is okay. Season 3, good. Season 5, the final season, I'm putting it like somewhere between season 2 and 3, where it's like, it's okay. And maybe sometimes good, but just not to the level of the peak of the series. But anyway, at least it's not Game of Thrones disaster. Yeah, that's a fair point. Noise. Anyway, but yeah, and earlier, wait, Supertone actually said yellow or green. I'm always yellow, but that's because I'm yellow. like literally, if you've seen me play Among Us, here's a pop quiz. Does anybody know what I play as in Among Us every time? That's a pop quiz as to who's like followed me so much over these years. What do I always play as in Among Us? Do you think there'll be a final boss behind Vecna? I mean, I don't know. I'm not far enough to say that yet, but yeah, I'm not sure, Tuku. That's a weird. I don't know. I feel like it's too soon for me to say, but I don't think anybody knows what I usually play as in Among Us. Among Us. Also, I'm curious if anybody will recognize the background music to this stream. But I do want to hit who asked this earlier. Oh, wait. Yellow with plant. Yellow with plant. Okay, Super JV, you're right. But the technical answer is a yellow Pikmin. You're technically right, but the 100% correct answer is a yellow Pikmin. Because yes, I always every time I'm the yellow Pikmin when I play Among Us. But anyway, but earlier, Tuku asked about is the PS6 launch being delayed to 2030? I don't know that. I just heard something about this, like, is Forbes going to block me off? I think Forbes will. News says PS6 and next Xbox will be delayed thanks to AI, to which I heard that tagline. Yes, and it's because of RAM availability. Tom Henderson. That's why I'm always curious about the report. Instead of just the tagline, who's saying it and why are they saying it? I guess Tom Henderson of Inside Gaming, that console makers like Sony and Microsoft allegedly debating potential delays of planned 2027 or 2028 consoles, which would be 7 to 8 years after the PS5 and Xbox Series. Wait. Okay, so yeah, it was planned 2027, 2028. That sounds right. And Juan, that's a crazy gap if true. I don't know. Like, usually console generations are give or take 7 years. The only one that went to like freaking 8 was the Switch 1. So it's usually like 6 to 8 years. So that's not like totally out of the realm of what's happened. But this is saying like the planned area. So if it does go to 2030, that's wild. The issue around availability and high prices that follow. From what we understand, the situation has led console manufacturers to debate whether the next generation of consoles should be delayed from their intended 2027-2028 release window, with the hope that RAM manufacturers will be able to build out their infrastructure to produce more RAM, thereby allowing prices to drop. Yeah, because if you didn't know, there was a very big manufacturer of RAM that's basically decided to put most of their distribution into AI manufacturers instead of like, you know, putting it into, I think it's Corsair, and putting it into like hardware out there. And because of that, RAM's gotten so much more expensive because there's not as much to go around. But I don't know. I don't know if, is there anything about like 2030 here? I guess not. But it's like, if they delayed it, that sounds like that would be the amount of time. I don't know. Like, if so, I'm not too bugged by it because it doesn't feel like we've gotten that into this console generation. To me, it feels like it's just been a weak console generation, but I'm okay with it. My main issue, if I have an issue with it, it's that Steam machine seems pretty cool, but a part of me is kind of just like, maybe I just get the next Xbox thing to just keep that sort of like that hybrid console / PC experience, and that thing will be able to play Steam things and be able to use Game Pass. So like, maybe I just get that machine. But if that particular machine is no longer coming out next year or the year after, then it's like, ooh, then I'm like, ooh, then I have to wait longer for my Steam box, so to speak. But anyway, that's my only issue with it. Oh, C2's here. Hello. C2 delayed till 2030. Is great. Hopefully that's true. You think so? Why do you say that? Like, to me, it's not great or bad. It's just like, it just is what it is. Juan, what do you think about the Steam console? Yeah, Juan, I have a whole video about that, so I'll just direct you to that. Just look up Samurai Kibiji Steam Machine. I did like a live reaction to when they presented it. It's a beautiful thing. Very curious if they will be competitive with it, though. That's my biggest curiosity. Patrick, I don't think it'll be delayed until 2030, 2029 at the latest. I agree, Patrick, I agree. But even then, that'd be a stretch. Yeah, we'll see. Let me just skim through some messages, because I got questions for you, but games are so expensive now. I would love the console generation to last longer. Yeah, JV brings up a good point. If the next console generation came sooner, that could also mean a rise of game prices sooner. That's a good point. Kodak with the super chat. Oh my goodness. 2 of them this stream. I didn't put up a goal or anything. Kodak, I finally got to catch a live of yours. Yay! Thank you, Samurai Kibiji, for all you do in the gaming community. God bless you and Happy New Year. Oh, Kodak. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much. That's so nice. Oh, man. That's beautiful. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Shout out to JV and Kodak, MVPs of the stream. But yeah, Kodak, it's been fun. To kind of just transition here for a moment with that message, like, just thank you. And hey, Nike, I really appreciate everybody that checked out that end of year wrap up video. Raise your hand if you've seen it. But that end of year wrap up video is pretty important, not just because of like the different format, but also it's kind of a glimpse as to what I might be doing more in 2026, because 2026 is going to be like in May of 2026, it will be 10 years that the channel Samurai Kibiji has been up. That's crazy. Now, you might go back and look at the oldest video and say like, well, the oldest video says it was like 2020. Now, 2020 is when I had to re-upload videos because I lost my first 3 or 4 years as a channel because a freaking Russian kid stole it and shut it down. But with that milestone coming up, it just kind of has me like, I just want to try some things a little bit differently next year. And I just kind of want to embrace YouTube. You know, it's about you, the YouTuber, and so on, and hopefully the people that are interested in you, and that was the whole gimmick of YouTube when it was first founded. It's a place that people. I say not directly to you, but like just to the user, like it's about you. It's YouTube. It's you, the watcher, and you're able to be a star, kind of a thing, and whatever that means. And I think next year I just kind of want to embrace sharing what is my personal experience of things, and that's why like that end of year wrap up video. It's not me like saying these are the best games I played this year. It's me ranking what is to me everything I played. I put spoilers for it. I put South of Midnight nearly in the upper third. It was like one off from being in the top third of my 36 games I played this year. That game doesn't deserve to be there if I was a critic, but there's no other game like South of Midnight. Like, there's just no other game like it. And because of that, I knew it had to be so high in my list. And that's something I want to explore more next year as well, which is ranking things or doing this or that. Like I am going to, I thought it'd be fun if we could do one together here that I have ready that in a moment to maybe close us out. And it's going to be a very fun debate to have together. It's like which do you prefer, this or that, like Fortnite or Astrobot and so on. So that should be a very interesting debate topic, you know, but I love that. I love that. I shot a video that has to do with, I did shoot it. I don't have it done, but I did shoot it, of Super Mario Odyssey or Donkey Kong Bonanza. I feel like Roxas and JV here would be very interested in that as like two Nintendo dudes. And I want to do more of those. I just want to do more of those. And I just want to explore that next year. Or maybe like ranking, sorry, not just doing rankings, but reacting too. Like I love, shout out to Stephy. Like I shout out to every patron, but Stephy and Creature specifically. And I think everybody watching this should thank them too, because they are literally almost like line producers for everything I do. Like they are like top tier patrons, and that's crazy that they have been doing that for like over a year now, both of them. So just shout to Steffi and Creature as like the two major backers of everything. But I was talking with one of them and how beautiful it was that they just like genuinely tried to culminate everything that I played this year, and how like when the list came out, they were like trying to compare like did they how well did they predict it, you know? And I think that's so much fun because I listen to people do that and I'm like, I want to do that. I think we actually did do that one time, and I'm curious if anybody remembers that one time. Let's see. That's another fan quiz, like the what do I play as Among Us in earlier. What was the one code? I'll give you a hint. It's a Codename Good Game episode. What is the one Codename Good Game episode that I did try to predict and react to a list? What was that list? Very curious if anybody giving you pop quiz for 2025. But that's something I want to do next year. I want to do more this or that. I want to do more rankings. I want to react to rankings. Maybe host some community polls and see how that goes. Like I have one up currently, which is like, what was your favorite showcase this year? It's been nice because I've gotten a couple comments on it too. What's that? How's that poll doing, by the way? Yeah, here it is. I was like, which was the best game showcase of 2025? And to me, I feel like these are the 4 most mainstream ones. Are they the 4 best? No, but just like, I feel like they're the 4 most mainstream. But, Kodak, thank you for the congratulations. And again, the super chat, man. We thank you for everything you do. Thank you, Kodak. That's very nice, man. Dooku, congratulations on La Decima. Adrian, 10 years. That's awesome. That's crazy, man. 10 years. That's so ridiculous. 10 years. Dooku, South of Midnight was a special experience. I've replayed that game 5 times and still doesn't get old. Wish I could say the same for Metal Gear Delta. That game let me down. Really? Oh. What did you want from Delta that you didn't get, Tuku? I'm kind of curious. Because my impression of it was that it was just a straight up remake of that game. So, like, what did it not have that kind of left you a bit down? Adrian, watching your channel over 3 years has gotten me back into gaming, and I say thank you for that, sir. Oh, dude. That means so much that I actually had an impact on somebody. Holy shit. Watching your channel over the years has gotten me back into gaming, and I say thank you for that, sir. I played Kingdom Hearts 3 because of... Oh, dude. I played Kingdom Hearts 3 because of your videos and just started on God of War 2018. Right on, dude. That means so much. That's so cool. Because that's what I really hope. I really hope that at the end of the day, I admit on the selfish level, I do this to express. I do it because I just have so much thoughts about... especially video games, but sometimes like anime. That's why I made the anime channel, and I share some other stuff with the patrons. Like, I just have so much passion about the things that I geek out about, and I can't help but bleed that out into content. And that's like the patrons just saying like, hey, thanks, man. Thanks for doing what you do. And then just them backing me and helping me, especially with these end of year projects, which were very ambitious. I just posted on my West Side Otaku. I watched the entirety of the last season of My Hero Academia. All of it on camera. And I put up a 50-minute compilation of what were some key moments. So check that out. And then Twitch, we did a dispatch playthrough for Codename Good Game, the Fantasy Critic wrap-up, which was, I had to organize that to make sure I could get all those dudes together. And then, of course, here is the ranking videos of everything I played. But as I do that stuff, you know, like, as much as fun it is to express my love for these things, I really do hope that there is some kind of impact I give to people, whether it is just connecting with their hobby more or being inspired in some way by something I do or say, and just hopefully giving some kind of impact in your life that makes it so much more worth it. So thank you very much for sharing that, Adrian. Metal Gear Solid, the Dooku thing. I'm really a big Metal Gear Solid fan. I might have been overhyped for Delta. It didn't suck, just missed the mark. But that's what I mean. I want to know how. I mean, if you don't have the words, that's okay. I got a buddy of mine that's like, you know, he plays these games. He thinks the game's good, but he just doesn't know how to vocalize it. And I get it, you know, like, that's a lot of us. So, okay, C2, I see your question before we dive into some of the things here. C2 asked, do you think the Xbox hybrid will actually be a hybrid, or will it be a PC they call an Xbox? If I lean to one or the other, I would say it's a PC they call an Xbox. Like, I don't see how... I just kind of feel like the Xbox ROG Ally is a really big glimpse into that, you know, what they're trying to do. And I think at the end of the day, it's there's a reason they really trademarked this Xbox PC branding like the past year. We've seen that logo come up all the time now. And I really think that's because that's what they're trying to go to eventually. They're trying to land on a brand that is, instead of Xbox, it's Xbox PC. And all the different types of Xbox PCs you can get, whether they are a third-party thing like ROG or Lenovo or whatever, or if they're a first-party thing that Microsoft makes. I truly think it's more, we will no longer have Xboxes, but we will have Xbox PCs. So I'm pretty like firm on that. I could be wrong, but like I just anyway. But yeah, these are the supposed most liked showcases of the year, and not too surprised to see so far the April Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is winning. And you know, that's a good question. You watching? What was your favorite game showcase this year? You know, now that we're at the end of it, 2025 is about over as of tomorrow. Like, you know, it's wrapping up tomorrow, technically. But, like, what was your favorite game showcase this year? I really liked the most recent Xbox partner preview. There was a pretty good indie world from Nintendo. I don't remember what. I did think the June State of Play, I was like, that was pretty good, but not great. It was good. I thought it was good. I definitely I really enjoy those developer directs in January. Yeah, I don't know. C2, I voted the State of Play, and I'd vote the other Nintendo Direct second. I saw someone mention that in the comments. Oh, the September one. I don't know. Like that September one was good, honestly. But yeah, that of these four, I'd probably say that State of Play as well. If I can remember what was in it. I feel like that Japan State of Play was really good too. You know, that last one of the year we got. But I don't know. That Xbox Showcase, the Xbox Showcase has always grabbed me because of the amount of things that come to Game Pass in it. And we have to talk about some hopes for 2026. I definitely want to ask you that too, but gun to my head, I feel like it is that Switch 2 Direct. I feel like that Switch 2 Direct, like, it didn't blow us away. Like, I don't feel like there was any showcase this year that just blew me away. But that Switch 2 Direct was... That's the thing I would say about all these. All four of these shows, they all did the job to me. They all did the job. They all got their B, their solid B, and there was a lot of good stuff there, but nothing that was quite like, holy shit moment, you know? I don't feel like we got much of that this year. But I feel like that April Nintendo Direct, they did a good job showing the hardware, explaining what that C button was. They gave us a solid, like, freaking 4 first-party games that were going to come out in launch year. I'd probably say the Switch 2 Direct, but that's really tough. I vote that one just off of Marvel Tokon. Devin May. Hi, Devin. Donkey Kong Bonanza announcement was definitely one of the best highlights of the year for me. So that's Devin. Perfect transition. Perfect transition, Devin. I didn't mean to press that. What was your favorite trailers and or reveals this year? I think that's a good question. That's a pretty good question. Like, your favorite, either it could just be like a trailer to something that was already revealed that you thought was like really well put together and it got you more hyped about the game, or maybe it sold you on it when the previous like reveal didn't, or it was just a reveal for a project that just got you super like nutso butso, like C2 and JV. Marvel Tokon, exactly. C2 Tokon, Fire Emblem, Divinity, Old Republic. I still can't do that. I think I share Old Republic. I think Marvel Tokon was like a general highlight. Like, if I had to think, okay, Keebs, what were your favorite reveals of 20... You know what? Freaking, I'm going to record this. Like, if somebody asked me, Keebs, what's your favorite reveal of 2025? Or just make a list of them. I would definitely think Marvel Tokon. Because I just couldn't, like, why didn't we think of that, you know? The Fate of the Old Republic and it being done by Casey Hudson, I don't think I could get over that. That's pretty freaking huge. That's definitely up there if I only had 5. Trailer, Clockwork Revolution. Clockwork Revolution, it was revealed previously, but that I can't believe that Xbox Showcase, they gave that game like 5 minutes, and those 5 minutes showed off that game so freaking good. The replaced release date trailer. That's another one, a project we already knew about, but that trailer, I could watch it over and over. It gives me goosebumps. It's sick. Oh man, if I had one more, that's tough. Developer Direct. Like, I loved the... I feel like I'm obligated to say Donkey Kong Bonanza because I can't think of anything else. But like at the time when I saw Donkey Kong Bonanza, I literally was like asking for that. I'm like, give Donkey Kong some love with a major new release that gets the same attention as like a major Mario or Zelda game. And it did. And it happened. And it's like the arguably actual launch title for the Switch 2. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I think I would say those are my 5 like reveals / trailers of the year with Marvel Tokon. What was it? Marvel Tokon, Fate of the Old Republic, Clockwork Revolution, replaced release date trailer, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I think that would be my list personally. Very curious what you think. Patrick says Wolverine and Marvel Tokon. Everything I got me hyped like a little kid. Hi, Patrick, by the way. Yeah, I thought of Wolverine, but that trailer didn't quite like get me so hyped about the game as just the project reveal did. But I'm really glad to have seen it. Supertone says, I gotta say Divinity. Divinity was a cool, that was a crazy trailer. I will say that. That was a really cool, not cool, but you know, like a very memorable teaser. C2, Dragon Quest 7 remake was sick too. Devin May, not a reveal, but the GTA trailer 2 got me really hyped. Too bad it got delayed again. See, I thought of that, but was that this year or was that like late last year? I'm pretty sure that was late last year because that's when they like put out the release date too, right? I could be wrong, but I thought that's how that worked. C2 and of course the Black Ops 7 one more thing. Patrick, Fate of the Old Republic took a minute to sink in. Legit did a double take. Like, that was such a crazy, just like, a new Star Wars and it's Old Republic. Casey Hudson. JV, Persona 4 Revival. That's a good shout. Silksong release date trailer. That's a great trailer. I will say the release date trailer for Silksong was super cool. Lies of... Oh, this is a good shout. Lies of P Overture Shadow Drop. Holy shit. That is a good shout. That is a good shout. Like, that is number 6 probably for me. That is probably number 6. Holy cow. I did think of the ROG Ally, but like, I don't know, you know. I'm pretty happy with my list, though. I recorded that. I can maybe make a short out of it. Any other trailers or shouts? GTA trailer 2 was released in May this year. Was it? Okay. Oh, that makes sense because the release date is next year. Okay. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, then. Yeah, but even that, like, I don't know. That trailer's impressive, but yeah. 007 C2 brings up. I thought of 007. Like, that's in top 10. Specifically the first trailer. At least for me. You know, not for you, cool. But like for me, that first trailer, I remember I have that video up on YouTube, and when I saw that in the State of Play, I fully wasn't expecting that. And I'm just like, it's literally an IO interactive game, but done in the Uncharted style that is James Bond. Holy shit. Like, yeah. I think I want to make a video out of this, so I want to save it until then. Feel free to ask other questions, but I think I want to save for a video what is... I'm going to frame it in a different way than just most anticipated games of 2026, but I do want to make a video that is essentially titled Games That'll Make or Break My 2026. Because it's true, like there's if I think of it that way, like what are 10 games I'm really rooting to do super, super good. We need to take a quick intermission. Okay, I have to admit, so I'm gonna make YouTube kind of go full screen here for a moment and just show Mario because I have kind of a serious call to make. I just am getting it now, and it's kind of important. So hopefully I can just be right back with you guys and not be too emotional. But there's kind of a serious thing going on because I have more I'd like to go over with you guys. But yeah. So just quick moment, just take a look at Mario here, chilling, and I'll be right back. And to hopefully answer more questions that you could type in the chat. But I also want to see more of what were your most hype reveals. I'll be right back. Okay, I didn't answer in time, and they didn't answer back, so I'm just going to say we have to do our best to wrap this up in the next, like, 20 minutes or so. I hate to rush it, you know, especially when Super Chats come in, but there's just something kind of important going on today that I wanted to see if I could hang out with you guys before, so on. We've been streaming for 40 minutes, so that's pretty good. Okay, so questions. Bobby, I got the Rogue Ally during December. Nice, nice. I didn't even ask. Did anybody get any cool Christmas gifts this year? I got the Rogue Ally X during December, and not gonna lie, I'm loving playing PS4 and Xbox One Gen games. And it's amazing because you can run most of these games at ultra graphics and above 60 frames. Yeah, Bobby, I'd love to know more about your experience with that because there's a part of me that's tempted to get it, but I just can't fathom spending that much on it. I am unmuted, right? Okay, yeah, I'm good. Been playing Tomb Raider and Resident Evil 2 on it. It's awesome. That's cool, man. I need a Clockwork release date. Dude, I don't know if that... I haven't done the list yet, but I don't know if Clockwork Revolution is going to make it onto my, like, 10 make or break 2026 games, but it's definitely for consideration. It is definitely for consideration. Was the Resident Evil 9 world premiere this year? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And I'm not much of a Resident Evil fan, but I fully understand that's a freaking hype thing, especially with Leon coming back. I got a pop for Christmas that I liked. Nice. Did you play the Pragmata demo? I forgot that had a demo. I need to play that demo. I need to actually play that demo before doing this list because Pragmata could very well be on the list because I'm severely interested in that game. Yeah, I gotta play that demo. Thank you for reminding me about that, C2. I gotta play that demo because I have not yet. Next question. And probably maybe the final, and I want to like just be able to hit any questions you have. What are some things you hope to see next year? What is, and by things, it could be a specific game. It could be a release date. It could be something big picture. It could be a console. It could be like an anniversary and hopes, or just a feeling, like a feeling. I hope PlayStation has more first party games than they do this year. Like, it could just be like any, if you could talk to Santa Claus and sit on his lap and it's gamer Santa Claus, what's something you would say, I really hope next year, blank. What would that be for you? Doesn't have to be the top thing. It could just be anything that comes to mind. Tuku, how do we feel about the new Tomb Raider? I'm not a Tomb Raider fan, so I can't really say, Tuku, but I don't know. I'm really curious about it. And I know Tomb Raider fans are pretty, at least some I know that are really stoked about that. But that's some, for me personally, that's something like I have to wait and see. Noi, I want Sunset Overdrive remaster. Ooh, and PS can finally get Sunset Overdrive remaster, dude. Does that really need a remaster though? That's such a new game. Maybe just like PlayStation finally get ? C2, Persona 6, Final Fantasy 7 Part 3. Persona 6, dude. Wow, can you imagine? I'll share some stuff in a moment, man, but whew, Persona 6, dude. I don't know if we know what like main Team Atlas's next game is, like after Metaphor, right? Well, I don't know. I don't know how Atlas works anymore. All I know is that Atlas releases games up the wazoo. Tuku, next year I want to see more from the Halo reboot project. Well, I mean, are you talking... I don't call it a reboot yet, Tuku. Don't call it a reboot yet. But I will, if you're talking about the Halo 1 remake, then yes, I'm with you. I'm really like, I'm gonna hold my thoughts on that because that kind of correlates to what my answer to this question is. But I'm with you. Kodak, Kingdom Hearts 4, of course, or the 3D Mario game to come to fruition because it's been too long for both. I mean, do we get a 3D Mario even though we got Donkey Kong Bonanza, which was done by the Super Mario Odyssey team? I wonder about that. Like, I'm really curious about the state, because they have to be making another Mario. They have to be. But I'm like wondering what are they doing, you know? Like, is it another Wonder where they're trying something, or they're going back to the roots, or maybe it's like another 3D world, or like maybe something like Mario Galaxy where it's kind of... What if they announce a Super Mario Galaxy 3? Brother! Brother! Can you freaking imagine, like, the Odyssey team, hey, we're making another kind of Odyssey-like experience for Donkey Kong, so we can't do it. And then it's just like, you guys, make another Mario Galaxy and release it in the year that we are going to have a Mario Galaxy movie. Oh my God. I can't give you that much copium. Opium, whatever it's called. Devin, I'm really looking forward to the reveal of Gen 10 for Pokemon. Hopefully this February on Pokemon Day. Whatever's next for Pokemon, I don't know. It's like, I really hope Pal World and so on just really... And the fact that we're seeing a Game Freak game that's coming to Game Pass that looks really good visually, like, I really hope the next Pokemon is just a big step up for the franchise. And they can make it exclusive to Switch too to make it happen. Super JV, the first one might be really negative, but I feel it's a good reason, and it's probably not going to happen, but I sincerely hope GTA 6 fails. Fascinating. Yeah, JV, I agree with this. Persona 6 is not happening before Persona 4 Reload, in my opinion. Yeah, I think Reload we will get sometime next year, but the reveal of Persona 6, I think we could get. Is there a new Gears game in the works? Tuku says, yes, Gears of War E-Day. That's supposedly releasing next year, if all goes well. C2, they're teasing a Persona anniversary announcements, but they do all the time, so nothing could be happening. Yeah. Supertone Fate Extra Record, but it's unlikely. That'd be good. Super JV. Also next year is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Oh my god. And I hope they at least add voice acting to their game. And if they don't actually try to... Okay. Pokemon fans. Would you rather see Pokemon take a noticeable jump in visual fidelity or for voice acting in cutscenes? Which would you rather see as a Pokemon fan? A noticeable jump in visual fidelity or voice acting in cutscenes and or all the time? That's a tough question. I think that's a tough question that I should make a poll, because that's a tough one to me. I don't know. I love both. You know, obviously, if you can have both, great. But if it was one or the other, that's tough. JV, voice acting 100%. Yeah, because, like, you know, like, people complain that Pokemon hasn't had a noticeable jump in a long time, but, like, voice acting would truly feel like a next step for Pokemon, because it's just long overdue, so that's fair. Devin says, I like voice acting. I don't like reading all the words. Patrick, after Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Years Collection release this year, I'm hoping a Forbidden Memories Duelist of the Roses and Falsebound Kingdom bundle gets announced. That would be cool. Kodak, that's what I thought was coming after Mario Galaxy movie trailer, but we got the half combo port instead, which Galaxy 2 can now be played on Switch, but I agree with you. Yeah, yeah, it could just be to promote that combo port that they're selling at a stupid price, so that makes sense, but anyway. Patrick, Pokemon will probably run at 8K at 120 frames before it gets voice acting at this point, yeah. Yeah, Pokemon feels far too cheap for a $1 trillion franchise, C2 says. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I feel like they just refuse to spend money on a Pokemon game. They just refuse. Anyways. And Super JV, also coping hard, but the next Smash Bros. I'm telling you, I did a video about this. I really, like, I'm fine with no new Smash Bros. I'm totally cool with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate being Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What I think would be great is a Switch 2 edition. And I did a video breaking that down. I highly encourage watching it, but like just a Switch 2 edition for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate could be really cool. Kind of like how they handled Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, where it just comes with a bit more content. Could be really cool. Anyway. For me, in this question of like what I hope to see next year, this is another one I think I'll record just in case. What I really hope to see next year is honestly like top of mind. And this is because I'm a freaking fan and everything, but I really need to see Xbox make some kind of a turn or comeback or bold pivot. Like, that's my top thing. Like, Xbox this year, they killed it as a publisher. They freaking killed it. They released so many games. They released as many first-party games as probably Nintendo and PlayStation combined. And a lot of them reviewed pretty gosh darn well, too. But there's so much controversy around them with, sure, the layoffs, but also the multi-platform strategy and just not knowing, like, what's the direction. And this is their 20th anniversary coming up. Sorry, 25th. It's their 25th anniversary coming up. And they say they have plans, and they're also like, it's also going to be the 30th anniversary for World of Warcraft and something else I forgot. It's a lot of anniversaries with stuff that they have next year. And there is just so much potential that Xbox could just kick off and rip off the Band-Aid of just, hey, we are now just Xbox. We are just a publisher that makes hardware. That's it. We are not going to tiptoe around this whole whatever thing we're doing. We're just going to embrace what we're doing. And while we do that, we're going to give you a really cool developer direct focusing on our 4 horsemen. Earlier, Patrick or somebody was saying like they want to see more about the Halo reboot. I think it'd be crazy cool to see that developer direct be about freaking here's Forza Horizon 6, Here's Gears of War E-Day. Here's Halo Combat Evolved, and you get to see the new campaign missions in that. And Gears of War E-Day. Did I say that already? No, Fable. Sorry, Fable. And if that developer direct had those 4 in it, and I don't know, maybe they'd want to go freaking balls to the walls and have like an additional 2 games, that'd be cool. But that'd be a great way to kick off the 20th anniversary year and signifying them as a publisher, the stuff that they're making and how much they're making. And then in the developer showcase, they could, I'm telling you, I did a whole video about this too. I know I'm plugging in a lot of my content. I truly, not even just hope, I truly believe that the Xbox 2026 game showcase could be one of the most legendary showcases there is. That is a showcase that I truly think you could get a release date to Blade. You could get finally a re-reveal to Elder Scrolls 6. You'll get another like nice trailer for those 4 horsemen that I mentioned. Clockwork Revolution will probably, I think that's going to be a 2026 game. There'll be looks of whatever Toys for Bob is working on, supposedly Spyro 4. And it's going to be the Blizzard, whatever, WoW 30th anniversary. I think there's a strong announcement you could potentially do with WoW and embracing its connection to Xbox. There's a lot that they could freaking do this year. And I really want to see them do that because they really have a strong opportunity to just embrace as a publisher. We are making so many freaking games. Yeah, they're not exclusive, but you could get them with Game Pass. You could get them on discount on our platforms. And if you buy them on our platforms, you could play them almost anywhere. And just embrace that. I don't want them pussyfooting around this anymore. Just rip off the Band-Aid. It's going to be painful. But just embrace that you are a publisher that's going to be publishing so much shit that people will care about. Unless they're just stereotyping and just like, Microsoft, evil, I don't want to touch it. Then you're screwed. But for those folks. But for the general masses, that's not going to matter. So I'm really, that's my main hope for 2026. I'm really hoping that just Xbox does a big turnaround for what this public image that they've kind of created about them, which is a very uncertain thing. Just embrace becoming a Sega that still makes hardware, but it's not essential to your business. But when it comes to like everybody else, I'm kind of just here for the ride. You know, I'll talk about like the make it or break games that I'm specifically looking forward to next year. And obviously there's going to be a fantasy critic draft in the early half of next month that we will be drafting what we think will be the most highly reviewed games of the year. The ones that we're willing to bet on. But hopes wise, I'm going to save specific games for that video, but I just big hopes is I really hope Nintendo has a solid lineup in the front half of the year. Because then it's just like year 1 of the Switch was kick-ass. PlayStation's already looking to have a great year with Saros, Tokon, and Wolverine, and hopefully maybe spreading them out pretty well. And Capcom, sick year, you know. Bandai Namco, I think I can think of 2 things. Like, it just seems like next year is lining up to be a really good year. And I really hope we get Judas. We might not have time to do my this or that video, but we'll see. Yeah, just because of what's going on today, I might have to cut it off here in a moment. But so now I leave it to you. Open questions before we go. Devin May, I also want the next Animal Crossing, but that's probably 2 or 3 years away. I don't know, man. It's hard to, I know there's breakdowns of it, but it's hard to like know what teams at Nintendo are doing. And I don't know what team somebody you might know, whatever, but like, uh-oh. Did we just crash? Are we still live? My screen went dark. But yeah, I think that's possible. I really think that's possible that we will see the next Animal Crossing very soon. I'm not saying I think it's going to happen, but I think it's very possible is the word. Noi, Xbox just beats around the bush. Don't expect much. Yeah, no, this isn't about expectation. This is about like hope, you know. Hope can be a beautiful thing. And and it gives you something to like live to see, hopefully. And yeah, I really hope. I don't know, man. I just want them to rip off the Band-Aid and stop just being around the bush. They're so worried about disappointing people and shareholders and everything. It's just like, dude, just embrace it. Just rip off the freaking Band-Aid so people can stop like getting confused about your freaking messaging. But yeah, last minute questions before I dip out. C2, I want a new about whatever. It could be about favorite condiments, or it could be a hypothetical, or it could be just a general prediction, or looking back on the year. Just before I go here, C2, I want a new Final Fantasy Tactics, but that ain't happening. Never know. You never know. God, man, I really hope Fable's good. I really hope Fable's good. I really hope Gears of War E-Day comes out. God, I hope Gears of War E-Day comes out. I miss Gears of War so freaking much. I hope Pragmata's good. There's a lot. I really hope that 007 game's good. Sweet and sour sauce or tartar sauce? Sweet and sour, Super Tome. C2, what's first? Final Fantasy 7 Part 3, Kingdom Hearts 4, or Dragon Quest 12? I mean, you've heard my take on this, C2, but like, I feel it's fair that it's Dragon Quest 12, because that got announced the earliest of those three. As to what I think will happen, I just don't know. I feel that, like, there's a lot of talk about Final Fantasy Part 3 and how it's basically going super well. And they revealed Final Fantasy Part 3 like 2 years after Final Fantasy 7 came out, and next year it'll be 2 years after Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth came out. So they could reveal it, but I really hope Dragon Quest 12 comes first, because they deserve it the most. Patrick, I hope Spiral 4 gets announced. God, dude, I'm telling you, it's time. Like, we will, I would almost put money down. We will learn what Toys for Bob has been working on for Xbox next year. We will, for a fact, at least know what that game is. I don't know if it will come out, but we will know what that game is next year. I can almost guarantee that. Because their usual development cycle, it's usually been around 3 years. So, and next year will mark like they're coming up on 4 years. So I almost guarantee you we will see whatever that project is. Plus, in the Xbox, like, they did this nice video about what gaming means as an experience. Spyro showed up in that. So, I don't know. Fable. Tuku. Fable. I really hope Fable's good, man. I really hope it is. Devin May, before you go, you have a great and successful 2026. Hope to catch more lives from you as well, and Happy New Year. Thank you very much, Devin May. Devin May, you go super far back, man. I remember that name. Thank you so much for that super chat. I was not expecting the super chats this stream. I just wanted to connect with you guys, because literally I just feel like I've been pretty AFK the past couple weeks, but it's been the holidays, and I had my end of year stuff that I was doing, so I just wanted to connect with you today, but I did not expect these super chats. Just thank you so much for that. The patrons as well, like, there's too many of them to list. I did mention the executive producers, so to speak, Creature and Steffi. Thank you both so much for the insanely high tier support, but also just all the patrons there. That is truly the hand on my back that I always, whenever I can look at that list of who's like backing me this month, that's truly just a hand on my shoulder saying, keep going, you got this. And I really appreciate that. Some of you are watching right now, and I really just appreciate you. But thank you for that super chat, Devin, very much. C2, bring back Media Molecule. Agreed. Supertone, if they came out with Skylanders Remake, would you play it? No. JV, Little Big Planet 4. Yes, please. Noi, console wars will turn into platform peripheral war. That would be your ultimate peripherals. Just because Xbox would leave the console wars in the traditional sense, I still think, like, it'll be over, but Nintendo and PlayStation will have their own sort of war that is not going to be the war that Xbox is fighting anymore. And I'll leave it at that. I have a video about that as well. And let me just say this really quick, because I know some of you are watching this stream. I think it's great, the more peeps that stop doing exclusives. I agree if they all do it at the same time. But when one stops doing it, but the others keep doing it, what that means is people that are on that platform, take me as a primary Xbox person, we're not going to get games like Hades 2 exclusively on Nintendo or Dispatch exclusively on PlayStation. Like, more and more publishers are going to choose to skip that platform that's no longer doing exclusives to draw people into that platform because there's not enough of a market that's worth publishing their game there. That's kind of an important part of exclusivity, is like to keep drawing customers to that platform, because if customers stop going there, then that makes more publishers not willing to publish there. And that's something very like straightforward. Exclusives do affect that. It affects that fan base, or that player base, potentially. You know, I'm not saying like assuredly, but that makes sense, you know? And again, Hades 2 and Dispatch are examples of that. So I don't know. Like, that's why I'm saying if Xbox embraces this strategy, like just embrace it and stop pussyfooting around it and figure out a way to make your platform just super freaking enticing. And I think they are. That's why they're leaning into this whole play anywhere thing. But anyway, C2, I want everyone to play Slay the Spire 2. I still want to play Monster Train 2. Patrick, if Square Enix has any smart people left, they'd save Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 for the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. But when is that? If that's 2028, then that would make sense. But I feel like 2027 is a good year for Final Fantasy VII. Jesse James! Hi. Keebs, it's starting to make Sony look bad, though, keeping games away from players. Developers are shamed now to say that they signed a deal with Sony. I don't know about that second sentence, Jesse, but it slightly makes them look bad, but not really. Like, the mainstream does not care. They just don't, you know? So it just works. Business works. Money talks, unfortunately. C2, I don't think Sony is even money hatting really anymore. Devs are skipping on their own, which is a problem for Xbox. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, C2 nailed it. Like, you know, it's not even about money hatting anymore. It's just like, is it worth it to put our game on Xbox? I talked with some indie developers at PAX, and they were saying how getting a game on any platform, whether it's Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox, it's way harder than just publishing to Steam and doing that. That's why you see a lot of indie games or small key games, they just only publish to Steam, because it's a whole process to publish to a console. And that's why I think, like what C2 said, it's just the more people that leave Xbox, the less publishers are down to publish there. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem. So, anyway. Yeah, Barry Murray. That's biggest tragedy of the year has hands down been that Perfect Dark cancellation, man. But I talked about that previously, and as a business, it makes sense. Like, as a business, if that game was just not moving after freaking 6 years, that's hard because you keep pouring money into it to the point that it's just not going to pay off. Like, we could think about this as consumers all we want, but I do my best to try to understand things. And yeah, that's it just was not a valuable investment anymore, unfortunately. Last question, C2, do you think State of Decay is going to get canceled? Ugh. Wow. If we don't get a release date for State of Decay by that Xbox showcase, I truly think State of Decay is in trouble. If we do not get a release window or date for State of Decay 3 by that Xbox showcase, I will say I think State of Decay 3 and Undead Labs is in trouble. Unfortunately, because it's just we've seen shit now, you know. And Matt Booty did say, like, Jesse, you're saying Undead Labs is a proven studio. All we know, like, Tango Gameworks was a proven studio. They made one of the most freaking highly acclaimed games of the year. They cut them. They sold off the IP. So, like, nothing's proven, unfortunately. And all we know is that Matt Booty said everything you saw in that 2024 showcase, which is why we didn't get any, like, major reveals in that show. Everything in that 2024 showcase is safe. And we did not see State of Decay 3 in that show, so we'll see. I don't know. If we don't get a release date by that showcase this year, I will say I think it's screwed. I do think that project will be screwed by then because it's been in development for too long. And as we saw with Everwild and as we saw with Perfect Dark, if it's been in development for too long and you're not releasing it, you're out. What movie? You're out, Norman. All right. Okay, guys, I do have to go, but please, if you have more topics or questions, please just at me on Twitter or post them on the community tab. I truly value your voice. Like, that's why I do this. Not only to express mine, but to hopefully hear yours. So please keep sharing that with me. I am listening all the time. I'm addicted to my freaking comments. And I really wish you a happy new year. I hope you had a great Christmas. And I'm looking forward to talking about what my make or break 2026 games are. I'll see you in 2026. Bye-bye.